My parents were both educators. They were natives of Alabama and Georgia, and they attended Tuskegee Institute at the time, now Tuskegee University, and they got their degrees in education. Back in those days, we couldn't go to the University of Alabama or University of Georgia to get our master's degrees, but they got their master's at Columbia University at Teachers College. Being teachers, that was the way that they gave back. They were leaders in their community. Teachers in our community, African American community back at mid-century, were some of the most important people in town because they accounted for much of the social progress. Education was seen as the one best and only way to improve one's lot. They were both clearly acolytes of Booker T. Washington. He was the founder of Tuskegee, of course, and his mantra was one of education. As a consequence, my father, who was born without an E on the end of his name, was sitting around the house one day and thought that he would just add an E to stand for education. And that has turned out to be one of the most central parts of his life, my mother's life, and the life of all of their offspring as well. We all have to earn our E. My time at Harvard and education there gave me both just such a strong background in the STEM fields, which we didn't call them that STEM in those days, but science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, that really stood me in good stead in medicine, in medical school and in medical practice, and particularly in radiology, being quite a STEM-based and technology-based specialty. That's about the time that African American and to a much lesser extent Hispanic American enrollment at Harvard started to increase. But many of our classmates were coming from inner city schools, had not been exposed to majority institutions, obviously were academically well achieved, but not necessarily socialized or oriented to New England academic society. And to some extent, that has been the struggle over the last 30, 40 years, is improving the, not just diversity, but the inclusion of African Americans and other diverse populations, Hispanics in particular, in these academic learning communities. Most major American institutions have embraced the concept of diversity. And they do so, I think, not necessarily from altruism, but from the benefit that diversity provides. Certainly a diverse workforce is a more productive one, a happier one that's more flexible. Inclusion, of course, is the difference between being invited to the dance and being invited to dance. And I think, certainly Harvard and other institutions are struggling with improving their inclusiveness. In the same vein, I'm actually involved with diversity and inclusion quite a bit myself at my American College of Radiology. Like most major institutions, our American College of Radiology recognized the importance of diversity. It turns out that radiology is one of the least diverse specialties. So my commission for women and diversity in the American College of Radiology focuses on improving diversity. One of the ways that we do that is through a program that's called Pipeline, that increases the exposure of medical students and college students to radiology and inspires them, informs them about the opportunity of a career in radiology. One reason that people go to medical school, the most frequent reason cited by women and minorities, is to serve and to make a difference. And radiology is often not seen as a primary service specialty. OBGYN, family practice, internal medicine, that's how you serve the people. Well, we believe that you can serve in radiology as well. Not only our primary direct patient and population contact, such as mammography and screening exams, but also the fact that we are the doctor's doctor very often. We will answer the doctor's questions about the patient's problem. Most recently, I serve not so much as a direct mentor, but as an organizer of mentors. Our American College of Radiology Pipeline for the Enrichment of Radiology program enlists 40 world-class radiologists, and each of them serve as a mentor to our 45 medical students. I think that's probably the only way I'm going to be substantially remembered, is not so much for my direct clinical service or having organized, led, created a few projects here and there. And I think that's probably common across many of our classmates is that their legacies, our legacies, will be most importantly recognized and celebrated by what we created, the creativity of what we did, the organization that we brought into existence, willed into existence, forced into existence, cajoled into existence, and then made it work, made it contribute to society in a substantial and meaningful way. So I do see that, what legacy I may have or my children may enjoy will be primarily centered around leadership roles that I've been fortunate enough to be able to undertake.